Let It Snow. That's right. It was Frank Sinatra. Oh my God. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's Frank Sinatra. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Welcome back once again to Joe the Shirts Off the Cuff. If you're wondering about the title of today's episodes, do you understand what it is I am saying? It's a little bit of a ripoff from episode of South Park where the character Butters, played by a 9-year-old, decides that he's going to be a pimp. And anyway, that part doesn't really matter. What really matters for today is the fact that something that a buddy of mine told me a long time ago, my buddy Craig actually, you may know him as the Rye Tie, My Tie, from our old show, Inappropriate Conversation, is that what you write online is not always taken the way you intend it. Because you cannot write inflection, you cannot write tone. You know, this is why people always include, little LOLs or LMAOs at the end of their sentences, so that you understand that we're kidding. And I write this because a very dear friend of mine is going through a tough time in the great state of Missouri. She's been a friend of mine for quite a few years, and I love her dearly, but she's going through a tough time. And like I said, I'm not going to tell you all about what it was, that she's going through a tough time on. That's her business. But you know me. She's going through a tough time, so I wrote to her. I find in times like this that a good physically, emotionally significant act goes a long way. For me, that release is clubbing baby seals. You're outside, enjoying nature, getting good old-fashioned exercise, putting food on the table, and making a nice profit. Baby seals can be slippy little suckers, so you might want to practice with koalas. They barely even move, and their fur's just as nice. That's one of the things I wrote. Then a cousin of hers, Megan, writes right after me. Right, you see, look at the timelines. Right there, it says, I love you. And then I wrote, just as a little joke here, this is all it was. Really appreciate that, Megan, but I think we should try to keep this about fauna. The joke was as if she was talking to me and that she loved me, okay? And she took it all types of weird personal. She wrote me like 2 long-winded ass messages back. She wrote back, I don't know who you are, nor do I care, but you can kiss my ass. There's the Christmas spirit shining through. So-and-so is my cousin and actually more like a sister to me, so if I want to tell her that I love her, to show her that I am there for her, I will. So stay out of my business and leave me and my family alone unless you have something nice to say on their status when they're having a hard time. Thank you, get alive, and have a wonderful day. I'm betting she didn't mean a lot of that. But thank you, have a wonderful day. Not exactly very Christian of you, Megan. I don't blame you for that. I really don't. And again, I want to extend my apology to Megan here that, what I wrote was meant simply as a joke, a little levity, not negativity. The person I'm talking about is, like I said, a very, very dear, sweet friend of mine, and I know she's had a tough time of it the last few months, a lot of tragedies in her life. But also a lot of good things in her life. She's a mom, she's a married woman with a good guy, with her. And, she has a lot of friends that are there for her, I bring a different take on life to her situation. One that's a little sarcastic, kind of a pain in the ass kind of thing. But at no point, ever, would I, make believe that her pain isn't real and that what she's going through isn't real. And again, my apologies to you, Megan. Didn't mean to upset you. Didn't mean to cause you any distress. You obviously are not aware of my sense of humor or my relationship with your cousin. So again, very, very sorry for that. But that is endemic, actually, really, to the whole writing something especially on the computer, because you write a letter, which nobody fucking does anymore, but you write a letter and you're able to express yourself in detail in a page or two or three or four or five. When you're writing on a computer to somebody, it's always very, very quick. If maybe a paragraph, if you've got that kind of time, and if you mean something as a joke, a lot of times people don't get that. To illustrate that, I got into it with a buddy of mine, my buddy Craig again, a couple months ago, where he wrote something, and then I wrote something along the lines, I'll shove them up your ass. Now, if you were to ever see me and Craig, you know there's no way in the fucking universe that I could ever shove anything up Craig's ass. He's fucker 6'2", weighs about 225 pounds. He's built like a linebacker, okay, and about a good 10 or more years younger than I am, and I'm built like I'm built like a bitch. I look like Steve Jobs, basically, okay? So I'm not kicking anyone's ass, but in the email I sent him, or the text message, I told him I was going to cram him up his ass. He took it seriously. He showed up at my house like a day or two later, unannounced, and there he was yelling at me, and he was telling me, he didn't appreciate what I said, and I was like, you've known me all these years, and you still couldn't figure out that was a joke. And a lot of people don't figure out that it's a joke, I've had people that have known me for years, literally decades, that don't get it when I'm joking. And I'm sure it's happened to a lot of you guys as well, where people don't take things the way you intended them to. You wanted levity, not a fight to come out of nowhere. But that is what happened, and with my buddy Craig, with Megan here, and it's happened a few times, especially when it comes to the written word on computer. A lot of people just don't know how to interpret what's written, and that's happened to me a few times as well. I've had people write things to me, and I was just like, well, that doesn't sound right, it's pretty simple. When somebody you barely know writes to you and tells you to get the fuck off the air, you're an idiot and an asshole, you should go kill yourself. See, I got one of those before. I got the intention of it pretty clearly, like from the jump, okay? But that's not always the way it is, Earlier today, my friend Vicky, whose show you also listen to, Vicky Wagner, very funny lady, she was writing about how if you're friends of mine, write me back to let me know why you want to be a friend of mine. I wrote back because something along the lines because I love your delicate, sensitive, deviled ham eating princess that you are. I don't know whether or not Vicky eats deviled ham. But it's what I wrote. And Vicky, I'm pretty sure, will get the joke, because she and I joke with each other a lot, But a lot of people won't get that one. Recently, I apologized to a friend of mine, my buddy Jason Medina, who works as an NYPD officer, and I made an off-color comment about the guy in New York, the police officer, who had been planning on killing and eating like this entire list of women, and I made jokes to him about, I was like, is this a friend of yours? It turns out he was. He actually didn't know the guy. By the way, if you guys are interested in any good stories, ghost stories, horror stories coming up, Jason Medina, he's going to be having a website out pretty soon. The title of it, I don't know. He's got like 100 stories coming up, and it's all. I'm betting it's good stuff, because Jason is a sick, twisted human being. Add that to the fact that he's dating another old friend of mine, Joanne Santos, and all of his dreams are nothing but nightmares because of her. See that? Jason and Joanne will get that joke right there. See, other people would start telling them about what an asshole I am and never want to contact me again. But they get it. As a matter of fact, I did apologize to Jason on Facebook, let him know, hey, you know what? A lot of times people don't get my sense of humor. I made this joke. I know that's, for cops, they can be a very tight tightly knit group, and they don't appreciate those kind of jokes. So if I told that if I offended him in any way, I'm sorry. He wrote back, oh no, dude, say whatever you want, fuck it. I didn't know the guy, but it's funny. So boom. Maybe it's an East Coast thing. Maybe it's a Bronx thing. Maybe it's a Theodore Roosevelt High School thing, motherfuckers! Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But I do know that, I'm very happy for him and Joe, and I hope that he continues with his writing. I'd like to see some of it someday, but you guys keep an eye out for it. And I am going to keep an eye out for a little bit of a break. What does that sound like? Yeah, it's when I do stuff that's got nothing to do with anything else. Let me see if I can get some music back here. Hold on, let's see. I'm Joe the Shirt, I'm off the cuff.
Chance of rain this afternoon. Highs in the low 60s right now. 57 degrees at your official holiday music station. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. Don now our gay apparel. Fa la 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 la. Told the ancient Yuletide carol. Fa la 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 la.
La la, and welcome back. Joe the Shirt's off the cuff. Oh my God. I think I'm done with apologizing to people for now. So far today, it's only not even 10:30, and I've already had to apologize way too many fucking times here. I've got a bunch of stories that I've been wanting to cover, but well, we all know what happened. I'm not gonna touch on that until we get some real news on that one, okay? Now, the holidays are coming here. Actually, they are here, we talked a little bit about Halloween, we talked a little bit about Thanksgiving, and now let's talk a little bit about Christmas, and more importantly, let's talk about New Year's Eve. Christmas, of course, is, I did a whole show on that, and all the BS that surrounds it. So we don't need to really touch on that too much. What I really want to touch on actually is New Year's and resolutions. Resolutions. People love doing resolutions. For whatever reason there is, people have this bizarre need to make resolutions at the end/beginning of the year as if that is a magical time. That is some sort of barometer that they can measure everything from. But they do, and it's usually normally people making resolutions to stop doing something. Very few people make resolutions to actually start doing something. A lot of times it'll be, I'm going to stop drinking or drink less. I'm going to stop doing crystal meth or do less crystal meth. I'm not going to smoke so much weed. Okay, I'm still going to smoke weed, but I'm not going to eat, the entire box of Captain Crunch afterwards. Okay, I'm not going to stop smoking weed. I am still going to eat the entire box of Captain Crunch, but I'm going to use only like 2% milk, not whole milk. That's what it seems resolutions are always about. It's always about giving something up, stopping doing something. And my question to you is, if you know deep in your heart, in your soul, in that little part of your mind that actually makes sense, that you should stop doing something or you want to stop doing something, then you really don't have to wait till January 1st. For a lot of you fatties out there, you don't have to wait till January 1st to go for a walk outside, okay? It doesn't involve stopping by at your local 7-Eleven for some donuts. You know, you can go out right now. You can literally just get your fat ass off the sofa, turn off the TV, and go outside and go for a walk. You don't need to stop watching TV. You got a smartphone on you, you got a tablet on you. You can watch TV while you go for a walk. You could dust off the the running machine that you have in the corner of your bedroom. You can dust it off, turn on the TV, and just jog away for a while. You know, you can do that. I just love this this artificial barrier that people give themselves. This artificial spot where, okay, this is where I really turn my life around right now, today. You know what? I'm not sucking any more dick for money. No siree. No what? Okay, one more dick for money. I'll do that. I'll suck one more dick for money, but it's got to be a lot of money. You know. One of the things that me and the ex-wife and me and the girlfriend, my current girlfriend, I've often talked about is the difference between want and need. And my opinion has always been that what you want, is always better, always a lot more fun than what you need. Okay? What you need is what you need. You're going to have to get that. You're going to have to do that. Without getting what you need, you're probably going to die. Okay? You need to eat food. You need to drink water. You want to have chili cheese fries, and you want to wash it down with beer. See? Need, want. Need, want. There's a difference. I can give you boiled potatoes and a glass of water. Boom, you're fed. But if I give you the option of chili cheese fries and a couple of beers, well, let's see which way you go. Need and wants. Beautiful thing, man. And that's what it all really boils down to when it comes to New Year's and resolutions. You know, it's about giving up the things you want, the things you desire, the things that make life worth living. You know, I'll be the first one to admit, should I drink less? Absolutely. No lies there. Absolutely, yeah, sure. I believe, yeah, true, totally. I've had more than my fair share of hangovers, and I know that it's not a fun place to be. And when you go on a bender or a binge drink, like I have been known to do at times, guess what? That will last you several days, maybe a week even, and you come out of it, you're praying for death. You know, so now I try to avoid doing that. I don't go on those kind of benders anymore, at least not in the last several months. You know, have I overindulged? Yes. Did I have a little bit of a hangover the next day? Yeah. But then that was it. You know, really, giving up going on binge drinking is not like giving up on drinking. I'm not giving up on drinking, but I'm trying to give up binge drinking, because that's really bad for you. That will fuck you up. That will put you in the hospital today. So what else? What else do people like to give up? Oh, of course, you know, they try to give up sugar, salt, snacks. They try to give up dairy. I mean, and the list goes on and on. All the things that people try to give up, all the things that, you know, that deep down in their hearts they really want. They don't want to give that stuff up. They don't enjoy that shit. I mean, I can tell you right now, I don't want to give up fried chicken. Love fried chicken. Can't get enough fried chicken. I like KFC. I like, Popeye's chicken. I like Gelson's fried chicken. I like fried chicken. Fuck that shit, man. You know, hell, I might go get some today. I'm not giving up pizza. Love pizza. Not giving up hamburgers. Love hamburgers. You know what I did give up? Eating these foods each and every single day. That's what I gave up. You know, and it wasn't a really conscious decision. It's not like I woke up one day and said, you know what, from now on, I'm not going to eat fried chicken, hamburgers, and pizza every day. I'm not. No, it just I just stopped doing it. You know, I like making a salad at home now. I like cooking at home with my girlfriend. We don't go out anywhere near as much. We don't order in anywhere near as much. And when we do, you know, a lot of times we'll order, you know, some healthier options. I mean, we'll still order crap. You know, we'll still do that. But it's not as common as it used to be. You know, and I'm not going to say that we use it as a treat either. It's just that, you know, put it off a couple of times here and there. Do something else every once in a while. And I am ready for a break. Who knows? Maybe I'll go have a drink. Maybe I'll have some crystal meth. You don't know. But please enjoy some more Christmas music. I'm Joe the Shirt, and I'm off the cuff. Welcome back once again. Joe the Shirt's off the cuff. Welcome once again. What is going on here? Why is this not lining? Oh, there it is. Right, it's lining up. My bad. Anyway, I did go and get myself a quick drink after going to the bathroom. I'm having a coquito. If you're unfamiliar with a coquito, it is a traditional Caribbean drink, especially among Puerto Ricans, that is made with rum, coconut milk and water and cinnamon, and apparently the way this guy makes it, jet fuel. Think of it like Puerto Rican eggnog. That's the best. It's very sweet. It's very potent. A lot of people will make it without the rum, and we call those chochas. And but it's very sweet, very tasty. A lot of times you'll have a coquito, they'll freeze it for you, you know, so you can just scoop it out with a spoon and all. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to end the show with some news items. How about some news? In Illinois, nearly 24 members of Northern Illinois University fraternity were charged with hazing after a student died following excessive drinking last month. The night before his death, freshman David Baumberger went from room to room in the Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity answering a series of questions in exchange for vodka and other liquor over a 2-hour period. Baumberger was found dead in his bed the next morning with a blood alcohol level approximately 5 times the legal limit of 0.08. The DeKalb County authorities have charged 5 fraternity leaders with felony hazing and 17 others with misdemeanors. Look, I'm sorry he's dead. Okay, I'm sorry. But he wasn't the only one there that night doing this, was he? you got to take some little personal responsibility for that one. I mean, he was 5 times the legal limit. At some point, I understand you're trying to impress your frat brothers, and you're trying to, but at some point you got to go, you know what? No thanks, I'm just going to be in the corner throwing up for a while. Thank you. Another big item in the news, of course, is conversion therapy, which is where, for the most part, where doctors try to convince gay people, gay men and women, that they can, in fact, lead normal, satisfying, healthy, straight lives, where they convert them from being gay or lesbian to being straight. I know you'll find this a little hard to believe, but I actually support conversion therapy for straight people. I think straight people should undergo conversion therapy. I think that you think about some of the people in your lives. Did you ever think to yourself, that guy Lance, he looks like he would enjoy sucking cock, or that chick in accounting, Muffy. Muffy. Does she seem like a diver to you? They should be happy, muff diving. I think that we should continue conversion therapy, but on straight people, because there are way, way too many angry straight people out there that haven't figured out that the reason they're angry is because they're not getting their recommended daily allowance of cock and pussy. That's my opinion on that one. Moving on, let's see if we can burn through a couple of these in the next few minutes here. Thanks to last week's tragedy over in Connecticut, Newtown, Connecticut, the LAPD will now add school patrols to the school systems here in Los Angeles. So cops will be patrolling schools. I'm actually surprised that they didn't do this sooner, because when I was growing up in New York City in the Bronx, going to Theodore Roosevelt High School, we had cops there. We had uniformed cops, we had undercover cops, we had metal detectors, we had cameras. It was a fucking prison, man. You couldn't go anywhere without somebody knowing about it. And yet, I had a friend of mine who stole the cop's nightstick from him. So we see how effective that was. Let's see. Also, thanks to what happened in Newtown, Connecticut, the red carpet opening of the movie Django Unchained has been postponed and was instead set to be shown as a private showing due to the shooting that occurred on Friday. They thought that it was being poor taste to display such an incredibly violent movie on the heels of this incredibly violent act. And I'm telling you all right now, one thing's got nothing to do with the other. It's a movie about slavery, and you know what? Slavery was a very, very awful, terrible thing that happened. It did happen, and we can't go on making believe that it didn't. Which also reminds me, I know I've been trying to avoid the subject, but I'm not going to now. There are petitions again online, some from friends of mine even started some, where we should stop talking about the person responsible for this. That was Adam Lanza. To the point, he's the one who did all the shootings, to the point where we shouldn't mention his name or talk about him, because that's what these people desire. And I'm like, Adam's dead. He doesn't desire shit anymore. But I think it's ignorant and childish to, we stop talking about this. We stop talking about what happened and what he did and who he was, because somehow that's going to protect us from the tragedy here. That's going to protect us from the pain. No, it's not the way it works. And as I find it ignorant and childish that anybody would think that. And I am just about out of time here. I thank you once again for listening. I hope my apologies have reached all the necessary people. I'm Joe the Shirt, and I've been off the cuff. Oh, blue. Shit, man. I think that might be Anne's reading.